Hey, this is Sean, the artist behind SeanSean.co, and I do specials on eBay. Today I'm going to review Widows. So Widows is this story with Liam Neeson, the guy from Taken, as well as this black actress. Her name escapes me, but she's been in quite a few things on television. And basically what happens is Neeson has this gang of bank robbers, and they pull, this one heist goes bad. So basically, they're stealing all the money, and the cops are following them. They get to the warehouse, they run into the van, they switch vans, and all of a sudden the van the door opens up to escape, and then the police are there and they shoot them out, and then they blow up. So at this point, the original gang, they're murdered, but they've been robbing this local gangster. So the local gangster wants his $2 million back. And so he goes to each one of the widows and say, hey, I want my money back, I'm going to kill you. But he only knows about 2 or 3 of the widows. He doesn't know the full gang. So he only threatens like 2 or 3 people. So at this point, they kind of get together and they're like, oh my God, what are we going to do? They don't have enough money. They don't really have any assets. And so the only thing they have to do is she gets this key from her driver and says, hey, he's told me to give you this if you die. So she's like, okay. And she finds this book, and in the book there's this map for his last heist. That's going to be the next heist. And they don't know, so they start investigating, and they're trying to figure out where it is, who is it for, and they kind of sleuth it out and figure out which house it belongs to, which is very surprising in the film. So they have to make this charade to make this person. They have to wait until he's actually out. And it turns out to be this local politician. And so during the debates, they're going to go rob him. So that's really good. And in the third act, there's this really great twist. I won't mention it since it isn't in the marketing, so you really don't know what's going on. So what I liked about this film was the marketing. The marketing direction in one direction, and the film does a surprise twist. So you don't know the plot completely. You know the plot somewhat. So this is really good marketing in the sense that it gives you kind of the standard heist movie gone bad. And so you know that part of the story, but you don't know the surprise twist. So that adds a lot to the movie and makes it very enjoyable if you've seen a lot of the marketing, which I have seen quite a few times, this marketing. So, marketing wise, I think it was pretty solid. They give you a lot of meat to chew on, but then it kind of goes a different direction, similar to the marketing of Mission Impossible. So marketing wise, I think it was very well done. For all the characters, pretty nice. They kind of build out. The women they're not gangsters themselves. They're just married to these bank robbers. So, one's a school teacher, one is kind of a stay-at-home mom, another one runs her own wedding kind of shop. And the third one is a single mom. So, and only one of them there's 3 of them that show up together, and then the 4th one's always out, and you're like, why didn't they track down the 4th one? And, this is part of the surprise twist towards the end. They also have a little bit of side plots, and you don't know where they're going with it, and you think they're kind of just, your typical mystery stuff where they're kind of blind alleys, but actually it all kind of comes together in the third act. So that's really strong. They don't have these extra lines that go nowhere. They actually mislead you. You think they're misleading you, but they're actually not misleading you. So no extraneous material. So I really like that about the film. I had a good character development of each one of the women and their background and motives. And also a little bit of the gang members' personalities, which kind of go into what happens in the surprise in the third act. So you don't really know. You think, oh, okay, they're showing you who the robbers are and everything. So you get a personality and you feel sorry for them when they get killed, right? So that's pretty good. And, they could have killed them a little bit later, and then you would have more stronger attachment to these characters. As you know, going in with the marketing, they're going to die, so you're not super attached to those characters. So that could have been maybe a little bit more to chew on, I think. And also they have this local politician. These are 2 politicians going at it. And one is this nepotist third generation Chicago politician, and he controls it. And it's very typical because in Chicago, you had the Daily Party, and they ran it for like 2 or 3 generations. Chicago, the mayor, it was ridiculous, right? So this really hits the mark on Chicago politics. And then this other, the rival politician is this African American. They've never had a spot. This guy always kind of controlled their district because it included a lot of whites, and now his district's been edged out, and he has a little bit of whites, but it's mostly black. So now he's trying to appeal to African Americans, which he's done in the past. But now he's kind of struggling a little bit. So it's very interesting. And he comes several times and threatens, and then he tries to work with the other politicians. So very slimeball kind of politician. But, very behind the scenes, like the Chicago party politics, these classics. So they put that in the movie, which gives a lot of flavor to the movie, and isn't extraneous as well. That kind of, it folds together into the plot later on. So overall, I really liked how this movie came together. It was a simple, heist movie, and they added a surprise twist. So that gives it a lot of fun to the movie. It's not totally groundbreaking, but it's groundbreaking in the sense that it has women as the heist. And these women aren't professionals. They have to learn how to be professional heists. So that's kind of a fun plot development. They have quite a bit of the story dedicated to them training and figuring out how they're going to rob, and which they should, to show that they really don't know what they're doing. And, you go from them being complete citizen to like the robber. So they complete evolution of characters, good character arc to all of those, more or less. The original gang, they have some evolution as well, which comes out in the third act. So, overall, I think it's pretty good. It's probably a one watch kind of movie, but it is a pretty nice movie. Nothing too like secretive and everything. Like there's not a, it's kind of whatever it is what it says it is. As far as once you figure it out, so it's just a standard mystery. I think it's pretty good. So hopefully you guys like my review. Give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe below. And I'll see you in the next review. Thanks, guys.